Hello. So this is another video. This one is on the present tense. Okay, right. So just a Spanish grammar video on the present tense. Should be nice and simple. I'm going to present a PowerPoint and hopefully keep it nice and quick. This works for all year groups. All right. So yeah, any student of Spanish, sometimes it's a good to get a reminder of just how the present tense works. Okay. So I'm going to present. Okay, all right. So there we go. We've got the present tense. Now, just so that you know, most of you know this, but obviously if you just started or you've forgotten, all Spanish infinitives either end in AR, ER, or IR. Now, an infinitive is the form that we see of a verb that's to, so to talk or to present or to do. Yeah, that's the infinitive form, and all the different forms after that come from that stem. All right, so all verbs end in one of these three endings, just so that you're clear. All right, and they're generally the way they conjugate. It ends in it tends to depend on the ending how they change, but we'll see that in a sec. All right, okay. So first we're going to do AR verbs. All right, I'm going to try and get through this nice and quickly. Hablar is to speak. All right, so we've got hablo, which is I speak. Now, just to be clear, that O on the end is a fairly common thing where the first person form, which is I, virtually all Spanish verbs in the present tense, if it's the I form, it'll end in an O. All right, okay. I'll go through this nice and quickly. So, hablas is you speak. Habla is he or she speaks. Hablamos is we speak. Habláis is you speak. And hablan is they speak. Okay, all right. So nice and simple. We're going to see that again in a minute, so don't worry too much. Now, look. So I just thought I'd put a few AR verbs on the screen there, with the forms of habla there, so that you could see it. Now, if we look at this, for example, we're going to look at a verb that's there, bailar, which is to dance. All right, okay. Now, I'm going to click in a second, but I'm going to ask you, now you've looked at that, how do you think you would say I dance? All right, have a look at it. Have a look at it. There you go. All right. Nextly, if we look at the same verb, so bailar, how do you think we would say they dance? So we have a look at our list. They dance, and it's bailan. All right, okay. And then the last one of my little experiment here would say we dance. Have a little look at it. And it's bailamos. Do you see the way it works? All right. So just to be clear, and if you've already studied Spanish and you've heard me going on about it, or other teachers, I need you to be clear that in Spanish we don't use that pronoun. So I, you, he, she, we, you, they. We don't have to put that in front. All right. Okay. So we've got an ER form. Nice and quickly. As I told you, como is I eat. Comes is you eat. He, she. Comemos is we eat. Coméis, you eat. Comen, they eat. Just quickly, we're going to move on to the IR verbs because it's really simple in the same way. Abro is I open. Abres. Abre. Abrimos. Abris. And abren. So it's slightly different, but very much similar. So this is the last screen that I'm going to show you. All right. If you have a look at this, right, I'm going to use my cursor to show you. All right. For regular verbs, put an O on the end. Obviously, you take off your suffix, your ER, AR, IR, and then you add O for I. Okay. Us if it's an AR verb. S if it's an ER and IR. If it's the third person, which is he or she, you take that S off. If it's we, you put mos on. The third person, the second person plural is the one that's a little bit more complicated. Ablais, comes, and abris. And then the last one, if it's third person and plural, it has to end in an N. Notice, hablan, comen, abren. And I'm going to leave you with the final thing, right? Because people make this mistake every time. Me doesn't mean I. You'll see verbs with me in front, okay? But it doesn't mean I, okay? I just need you to understand that because a lot of people make that mistake, all right? So, just going to leave it at that. I'll stop presenting. I'll go back to my screen. And that's the end of that video. All right, hopefully you understood it. And if you didn't, go back over it, or you can contact me and just ask for another explanation. Thanks very much. I'll stop recording. Take care.